Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. 25 years ago, Scream rocked the horror genre, revitalizing the slasher flick for a new audience. The fifth film, simply titled Scream, is in theaters January 14th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The town of Woodsboro has never been the same after Ghostface sliced and diced and left his mark. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette are back in their iconic roles of Sidney Prescott, Gale Weathers, and Dewey Riley, who have fought back time and time again. Now, after a new series of killings in Woodsboro pop up, they're reunited again after Samantha Carpenter, who's played by Melissa Barrera, asks for their help as Ghostface appears to be targeting a new crop of teens who happen to have a connection to the original victims. The film also marks the return of Marley Shelton and welcomes Jack Quaid, Jenna Ortega, Mason Gooding, and Jasmine Savoy Brown, and more to this iconic franchise. Now, franchise director Wes Craven sadly passed away in 2015, but directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette take on the daunting task of honoring Craven and the imprint that he had on the first four films. Now, if you saw their previous film, Ready or Not, you'll notice that they have a vision for blending the suspense and the horror that Scream is known for. They've stated that they've become horror directors because of Craven, and it really shows in the care that they have for this material and these characters. Now, screenwriter Kevin Williamson is also back, but in a producer role, as this fifth film has a script by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. Now, there's something so eerie about hearing Roger Jackson's voice again as Ghostface, as he taunts his victims, and the directors keep him as ruthless and brutal as ever, without making him too vicious in a torture porn sense. The tone and the game in the opening sequence is a classic Scream, with a commentary on the state of the horror genre today, much like the original did in 1996 and Scream 4 did in 2011. There are conversations about elevated horror, like The Babadook and It Follows, and really growing tired of slasher flicks like Stab, the franchise within a franchise. Scream is very self-referential, as Stab is brought up time and time again with this new generation, who are actually more familiar with the franchise than the real horrors that rocked Woodsboro. Now, toxic fandom becomes a key theme here, and Dewey informs the group of the rules of surviving, as the killers seem to be creating a real-life requel. The pace is as aggressive as the director's team really keep up with the kills and that guessing game for the audience, playing up that notion that everybody's a suspect. And you can really make a case for anyone being the killer until it's all revealed in that third act. There's this extra emotional weight with Campbell, Arquette, and Cox, and you can see it in their performances. Now, they're all in supporting roles in this film, as it doesn't rely on them to actually carry the movie, but add in that history that they have with this story. The reboot, revival, or requel trend sometimes has problems bringing back original actors accurately, but Scream actually nails that. And they're aided by this new terrific generation with Jenna Ortega, Jasmine Savoy Brown, and Jack Quaid being my MVPs. Now, the fifth Scream would make Wes Craven proud with what this cast and directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette have in store. It's full of thrills, chills, and laughs as Ghostface is back for vengeance. I'm giving Scream 4 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I had the honor of interviewing this cast, including Neve Campbell and David Arquette, so you'll definitely want to check out those interviews. We just had a blast. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. And I'd love to hear from you. What has been your favorite sequel in the Scream franchise? And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews and my Scream retrospective. Thank you so much for watching my review of Scream. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.